Hello. You lot are good fun. I've always liked Newcastle. It's friendly, innit? You just get a feeling it's friendly. And I'll tell you one way of proving that it's friendly here. You've got an underground system, nowhere near as scary as the Tube in London, because we all know why. The Tube in London, quite scary. The bloke's got the robot's voice. You get on and he goes, mind the gap. It's that little pause, isn't it? When you're standing at the edge going, mind what? The scary millions of people that might kill me at the drop of a hat. And then he goes, the gap, and you're like, that? I'm massive compared to the gap, mate. There's no need for the scary voice. I'm nudging 6'4". I can stride across the gap with relative ease. Whereas, you come here, you've got an underground system, not as scary, is it? The Metro, the bloke who does the warnings here, has got a proper Geordie accent, hasn't he? How cool's that? Stand clear of the closing doors. Pet. I love that. It's like being told what to do by the hairy bikers or something like that. It's great. They should do that in London. If you got off the Tube in the East End of London in like Bethnal Green or something, it just went ringy-dingy! Stand on the right of the apples and pears, me old China! Oi, be lucky! Wouldn't that be great, wouldn't it? You could do it everywhere. Do it everywhere. I grew up near Leeds. It'd be brilliant if you got off the train and just went, how do? We used to be rough, but now we all work in call centres. But like I say, I was born in Glasgow. That's good. You get off the train in Glasgow. All right! Welcome to fucking Glasgow! Now fuck off again, you hear me, pal? Whereas Edinburgh, completely different. Hello, welcome to Edinburgh, Waverley. We're Scottish, but we're posh as buggery. Don't be fooled by train spotting. I made a killing on a property in the late 80s, so I did. Could do something around here. Sunderland, have we got Sunderland people in? Yeah, you can. Steady, I'll do it. Could do Sunderland. Hello, welcome to Sunderland. That's all I've got on that. That's all I've got. Now, I went to Spain before Christmas. Whoa, they know how to eat with the tap. Actually, for the record, I think the Spanish know how to live. How cool are the Spanish compared to us? I've had a big lunch. Fuck it, I'm off to bed for a bit. That is how to live, isn't it? What do we do? I've had a sandwich somewhere within half a mile of my workplace. Oh, straight back to work for me! Rubbish! We should have a nap during the day. The body wants a nap. It's been scientifically proven that we respond well to a little siesta, but yet we deny ourselves a nap every day of our shitty lives in the United Kingdom. Well, not every day. Sometimes we have a go at a nap, but it seems to be a special occasion, or you need to be away in a hotel, and you can tell we don't practice it often enough, because how many times have you seen people later that day when they've had a go at a nap, and they've invariably fucked it up? You see British people, they're like that. I've had too long. I've had 20 minutes too long. I went into deep sleep. I didn't want deep sleep, not during the day. I just wanted a little pound, but now I feel zonked. I feel woozy. 20 minutes less would have been just right. The Spanish don't get woozy, do they? My wife denies a nap. Have you had that? Where you have a nap together and then you get back up later that day and you say, oh, how was your sleep? I didn't sleep. Oh, you bloody did sleep, love. No, I didn't. I just lay there with my eyes shut. I didn't actually go to sleep. If anything, I'm more tired now than I was when we went down. I love my wife, but when she looks me in the eye and tells me that she didn't sleep, there's a bit of me that fucking hates her. I'm not going to lie. She's a nap denier. She's a nap denier, and so are some of you. There's people sitting with nap deniers right now. She's a nap denier, and do you know what? I think that upsets me more than the fact that she's a Holocaust denier. Well, I wasn't there, was I? But I've been at the nap and it's infuriating. Some of you laughing, some of you going, you haven't really married a Holocaust denier, have you? She's a very good mum, let's not judge her on all fronts. But the Spanish, they're great at the shared food, aren't they? The tapas, they just order loads for the middle and then they all have a little bit each. I love it. It's really civilised, isn't it? I like it when I'm there, but if I'm absolutely honest, only if I'm sure, in advance, that there's going to be loads. Is this a normal problem? I feel a bit tense during any meal out that there's not going to be enough. But with tapas, that sense of panic goes right off the radar. I've actually caught myself eyeing up the competition at the rest of the table. Thinking, right, her at the end's a bit fat. I'm going to have to watch her when the chorizo comes around. Hey, Janet, that's a bowl of calamari, not bloody hula hoops. Breathe. Send it round. But the Spanish are so good, aren't they? They just order loads of food for the middle and they go, if there's not enough, we'll order a bit more, but let's all share. We don't really do that. I think the nearest we get to the civilised nature of shared food that is tapas is when you see somebody in a British pub just rip a bag of crisps right the way down one side. Isn't that a beautiful moment in British pub life? The pub crisp rip. We love the pub. We know where we are now, don't we? The moment that rip goes down that bag, those crisps are immediately, unquestionably to share, aren't they? They go from being his or hers to ours. Immediately, in one rip of it. Sometimes it's even more visible. Somebody opens the bag, rips down the side, rips along the bottom, and then they flip the flap open. Oh, I love the flipping of the flap. I've checked the rules on flap flipping. Anybody can have those crisps. You don't even have to be with a particular group. You can just walk up to their table and help yourself. You wouldn't challenge me, would you? Just go, we did flip the flap. You can see where the confusion has arisen. The only moment I love more than the flip flap is when a friend goes to the bar to get what you think is just drinks, a purely liquid round, and ideally for me they come back with 3 pints in 2 hands in the snooker triangle grip. And undiscussed crisps. Surprise crisps, ladies and gentlemen. All the tastier for their surprise quality, are they not? Trapped and held in the teeth or lips. What a vision of loveliness this is in modern Britain. When you see your mate Mickey just meandering around a pillow. And I would guarantee you the closest any of us namby-pamby modern men gets to being a proper hunter-gatherer, isn't it? When I do that moment, I feel like a bear coming out of a river with a fish in his mouth. Oh, lads, I've brought drinks and sustenance. You will not die on my watch. Not this afternoon. And it doesn't backfire, does it? What does backfire is if a friend goes to the bar, gets the right number of drinks, 1 bag of crisps, comes back, opens them, just pops him down in front of himself. Old school. Correct me if I'm wrong, there's now a tension in the pub air, isn't there? You're looking at your mate like that. Start thinking, flip the fucking flap. The only other way it would backfire is if somebody flips the flap, you grab a handful of crisps, stuff them in your face, and then it turns out they weren't to share at all, but just unbeknownst to you, you've got a friend that's got really massive hands. Hey, they weren't to share, I just can't get into the bag otherwise. And a weirdly deep voice, I'm not sure why. That could happen. Some of you look quite doubtful. I know it could happen. I haven't got massive hands, but I've got quite big hands and quite big knuckles here across the back. And every now and again in my life, I've had one hand stuck right in a Pringle tube. I've actually got a morbid fantasy that one day I'll be found dead in the living room, just with a Pringle tube on each hand. Unable to feed myself or phone for help. I like the fact some of you are properly pissing yourself at that. And some of you aren't. Some of you, frankly, are frowning. And I know why the frowners frown. It's because you're thinking, but why would you put the second tube on? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Alun Cochrane. Thank you very much. Good night.